Good afternoon. How do you do? A very warm welcome to TV 47 Newsfeed. This fourth day of the month of July 2021. My name is Grace Josephine. Deputy President William Ruto has hit out at ODM leader Raila Odinga over his remarks yesterday in Mombasa. The DP, who was speaking during a church service in Umoja Estate, says the opposition has frustrated the government's Big Four agenda following the handshake. Yesterday, ODM leader Raila Odinga, while speaking in Mombasa, accused a section of government officials of derailing Vision 2030.
Lakini ile hawasemi ni kwamba mimi nimewahi kuwasaidia pia. Mpaka wakapata vyeo kubwa kubwa. Siku ile niliwasaidia wao, mama mboga na kanisa na bodaboda hawakulalamika. Sasa mbona mnalalamika? Na mimi tayari nilishawasaidia mkapata vyeo kubwa kubwa. Mbona mnalalamika tukisaidia kanisa na bodaboda na mama mboga? Surely you need to be fair. Ama namna gani? Tuko pamoja? Na mimi nataka niwaulize, kwa sababu ni viongozi wenzetu, ni vizuri kuwa wa kusema ukweli. Munalalamika saa ile wengine wanapata kusaidika. Lakini mimi nataka niwaambie, munalalamika saa hizi eti tumepatia mama mboga pesa sijui ngapi, sijui watu ya bodaboda. Mimi nataka niwaambie, waacheni kulalamika. Kwa sababu mwaka ujao tutatengeneza hazina maalum. Hatutakuwa tunatumia pesa ya kibinafsi kusaidia mama mboga ama bodaboda. Tutaweka pesa ya serikali shilingi bilioni 30 katika kazi hiyo, kusaidia watu wa chini katika ile program ya bottom up. Sasa sijui siku hiyo mtafanya nini. Kama mnalalamika saa hii na pesa kidogo hii mama mboga anapata na huyu bodaboda anapata, siku ile tukiweka bilioni 30 ya serikali kusaidia hawa watu, mtadu? Sijui kama tunaelewana. Na mimi nataka niseme hivi, as a leader in Kenya, nataka niwaambie marafiki zetu, neno la Mungu katika Matendo ya Mitume 20 na 35, Paulo anasema, katika bidii na utendakazi mnafanya, wakumbukeni watu wanyonge. Mbona nyinyi wenye mamlaka makubwa na pesa nyingi, mbona mnadharau watu wengine wadogo? Because there are people in Kenya.
Still on matters politics, political leaders leading UDA's campaigns in Kiambaa constituency and Muguga ward now want to be the party agents in all polling stations by the election slated for the 15th of July. Nyandarua County MCAs backing UDA's Kamau Dhombe have volunteered to do the job, casting doubt on IEBC's workmanship. However, UDA candidate in the Muguga mini polls, Richard Njoroge, and his party chairman Dhuo Mathenge have urged the IEBC to ensure a free and credible election.
Tumekuwa na mkutano ya MCAs kutoka Mount Kenya region tumekuwa 200 pale Mugoga tunahitaji MCA 100 na wamepatikana, wamejitolea kuwa agent, na hata hapa Mugoga tumepata MCAs wenye watakuwa agent ndani, wenye watasimamia kura. Kwa hivyo Mugoga na Kiambaa kura zote zitasimamiwa na MCA, hata kama raia wa kawaida wanaweza kuwa ndani, lakini tumesema tutakuwa ndani, hakuna kuhongwa, na hakuna hata kura moja itatoka nje ikuja irushwe ndani.
Na imani, lakini tutangojea kuona. Ikiwa hatafanya hivyo, watafuja amani yao yote kwa wananchi. Na vile tuliona kule walifanya kule Juja, hiyo inatufanya at least tuone wanaweza fanya kazi wakitaka. Na ninaamini hivi, mtu wote wa serikali ambaye amepewa kazi, amekuwa trained kwa hiyo kazi, anaweza fanya kazi yake vile inatakiwa.
Na demokrasia ikuwa abused. Tumeangalia tukona IBC. IBC is not a good constituted body. We are even asking, why is IBC allowed to run elections? We are asking, IBC should be constituted in a proper way.
Sasa wakati mali ya umma inatumika kufanya kampeni, hiyo ndiye mwanzo wa rigging. Kitu ingine ningependa waangalie vile watu wanaenda wakiitishwa vitambulisho, hiyo waangalie kama vizuri, wafanye investigation zao, wajue kama kuna watu wanaitishwa ID zao, na kama wanaitishwa, swali ni zinapelekwa wapi?
On the way from that, a section of members of parliament from Baringo County have threatened to impeach Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha over the new directives in the Education Ministry. Speaking during the official opening of the national government and constituency projects in the county, the members of parliament accused the Cabinet Secretary of coming up with new directives without consulting stakeholders in the industry. The MPs say if not reversed, they will sponsor an impeachment motion against Magoha in parliament.
Wananchi, maisha ya watoto lazima tuelewane kama sisi wote stakeholders ya education. Aliuliza nani? Mimi najua walimu hawajaulizwa, mimi najua wazazi hawajaulizwa, hata wanafunzi hawajaulizwa, na nataka niulize wazazi hapa, muliulizwa? Muliulizwa?
Now we want to demand that he has no right to come and dictate what parents are bought. Ile pesa parents ametumia kununua mabuses, sile tumetumia kwa CDF, wacha wazara, wana CSO, wacha wazara wanunue basi yao. Lakini kama hii yetu ya CDF na ya wazazi, hiyo tunasema we should use it for education purposes, and also we should allow communities to be assisted.
Bar owners in Kirinyaga County claim it is difficult to run their businesses following continued harassment from police officers and officers from the county government. Led by their chairman, Anthony Mosheke, the bar owners say they decided to file a case in court after the county government declined to have talks to reduce the number of licenses paid for by the bar operators. Mosheke says they have been paying multiple licenses ranging from operating license, liquor license, public health and music copyright license, which has become a burden to them, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. The businessmen say despite them obtaining a court order barring the two government agencies from inspecting their bars, they are still being harassed.
Wangetuongezea masaa, sababu kutoka watuachie ile masaa 2 huwa hatuwezi kufanya hii kazi ya biashara vizuri, sababu ukienda kufanya kazi polisi ndio hao, machifu ndio hao, wanakuja wanatuharas. Wale wasichana tulikuwa tumeajiri kwa virabu walikuwa wasichana kama hata ile mbaa ndogo hakuna ambaye iko na less than 2 wasichana wawili, wafanyikazi wawili wa klabu. Sasa unaona hao wasichana wengine wote tulifuta almost 90%. Sasa walipoenda nyumbani wengine wanafanya kazi ya usherati na nini ndio wajikimu.
Hasa polisi wenyewe wanafaa ndio kuingia katika mbaa, lakini wanafaa kuingia na maneno mawili peke yake, kuangalia hii mbaa ina operate na namna gani. Iko na license? Hakuna. Iko na court order? Hakuna. Basi ina operate na namna gani?
High Court imetoa amri ya kusema kwamba mpaka conservatory order isikizwe na iamuriwe, hakuna mtu ambaye anafaa kuwa anaenda katika biashara ya pombe yoyote kuitisha leseni yoyote ile. we require one-stop license. Kama nafanya biashara nilipishwe leseni moja kama wale wengine wanauza maduka na wale wanauza magari, na mtu wa bar naye awe na leseni moja.
Now on to a rather controversial matter on gender equity. Garissa Township Member of Parliament Aden Duale has opposed plans by Chief Qadi Sheikh Ahmed Mudar to appoint Muslim women as Qadis. According to the former majority leader, Islam as a religion has placed women in high esteem with clear, definite roles on each gender, adding that Qadi is not a women's role. The remarks come just days after some women activists initiated the debate with the calls to have women in the Qadi's court across the country, claiming that the appointment of Chief Justice Martha Koome has emboldened their resolve to have the position. However, Duale claims that Justice Koome serves in a rather secular judicial system and Muslims should be left to decide on their fate.
Kiongozi wa Kiislamu na hii maneno kutuambia tutalete mwanamke kadi, hiyo msilete hapa kwetu. We will not accept a woman to be a kadi. It is not found in the Quran and it is not found in the teaching of the Prophet. Unajua kuna kitu zingine hatuwezi kubali sisi. We will not listen to what the NGOs will tell us. We will not listen to what government will tell us. We will not listen to what the Western countries and powers will tell us. Nasikia ati mtu anasema ati sasa nyinyi nauliza Waislamu wakati wa nikah mmeona mwanamke huko? Katika dini ya Kiislamu mama Muislamu, mama mwanamke, a woman has been elevated and respected in Islam. Islam has a special place for women. But Islam has also given the roles that women can perform and the roles they cannot perform. And Qadi is one of them. Sheikh Amani, siku niko sawa? Tuko pamoja? So, huyo Chief Qadi wa Mombasa tunamwambia wewe ni kumbavu, usituletee ujinga hiyo.
What is your opinion on that? Remember, you can always share some of your feedback through @TV47 Kenya or on Facebook. Moving on to the eastern part of the country, a section of Kitui County residents are protesting the reopening of a donkey slaughterhouse at Kithioko area in Machakos County, claiming that the facility was established along the border, targeting Kitui donkeys, as the population of donkeys in Machakos is very low. The reopening of the abattoir comes a few months after the ban on consumption of donkey meat was lifted by the High Court. Kitui residents want their county government to come up with a way of ending slaughtering of donkeys and, if possible, come up with legislation to control the business. Speaking at Ngutani Market, where donkey owners handed over a petition to the Kitui County Executive for Agriculture in protest of donkeys slaughtering, Josfrida Temea, a leader of a local community-based organization, said that theft and illegal slaughter of donkeys was on the rise after the ban was lifted, and now farmers are living in fear of losing their animals to criminals.
Tumeunganika juu ya kutetea punda. Juu punda wetu alikuwa anaibiwa sana, na sasa kama wamama sisi tukaona sasa tukilala punda wetu ataisha. So Bwana Minister, tulikuwa tunaomba hizo visinjio vifungwe, na hiyo sheria ya kuchinja punda tunataka kwanza, tunaomba ingeushwe. Ndio. Ingeushwe, punda sio nyama. Na tunaomba kasha yetu kimila hatukulangi punda.
Tuko na barua kutoka direct kutoka kwa Minister. Barua 28 March 2020 ambayo inasema slaughter katika Kenya siwe banned. Yes. Na imeandikwa Turkana, Naivasha, Machakos, imekoti hiyo barua, imekoti isimame. Na hakuna barua nyingine ya kusimamisha hiyo. Ile ilisimamisha ni koti peke yake.
Kama kaunti tumeanza kutengeneza sheria ya kuangalia maslahi ya punda. tukishirikiana na kanisa ya Catholic Caritas pamoja na Brook East Africa. County government imetengeneza sheria na hii sheria inaangalia punda atunzwe ndio aendelee na kubeba maji.
A quarter past the hour, and that report brings us to our fast breather. Don't go too far away.
So, did you hear about dairy farming? Turns out we didn't have mushroom. Well, wacha hizo. I know I'm utterly hilarious from my head. Tomatoes. Nitaachana kudragon na hizi farming jokes, but I was only trying kukuchekesha. Okay, I'll stop. I know my jokes are not very funny, but I know you want to know the different kinds of farming we have here on Kilimo Diaries. Join me, Sandra Wahito, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on TV47.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment.
Why crocodile inaweza tokea juu. Hiyo sijakula hata unataka nikufe kabla ni. I don't like it. I don't. Kai na hipo ikitokelezea ivuruche simu yangu. No, ni sawa. Those who know me will tell you I'm not a lover of large volumes of water. But for you, we rub the different parts on just to make sure that we bring you the experience. We educate you, we entertain you, and we inform you.
That it's not political and it can do something.
As we sail the boat of Morning Cafe to enlighten you, entertain you, and inform
France
you.
is in the taste. Watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, police in Kayole area here in Nairobi have launched a manhunt for criminals terrorizing residents. This comes just days after 3 robbery suspects were cornered by police at Kwangorwe area in Kayole. One suspect was shot dead and 2 others escaped. Police recovered a homemade gun and ammunition and other crude weapons used by the criminals. Sub-County Police Commander Paul Wambogo says through cooperation with residents, they have been able to identify the hotspots areas where criminals carry out their attacks. They include Kwangorwe in Kayole, Mihango, Obama Estate near Kayole Junction, and Soweto.
Here, of a split of incidences that have been reported within our area of coverage. That is the area of Soweto, the area of Kayole, the area of Mihango, the area of Obama, the area of Kamuru. We have been having a lot of complaints that have been arising within specified areas within Kayole, sub-county, and more so over armed criminals who are terrorizing members of public, especially during evening hours and more so early hours as they prepare to go to work and when they are coming back. And some of the incidences that we have been getting is related to mugging and members of the public who have been victims. Some of them they have been reporting and the case have been documented, and some of them they have not because of fear.
Moving on, Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company staff living in servant quarters in Eastleigh Section 3 have been left stranded after their houses were marked for evacuation. The residents, who fear their houses could have been earmarked for demolition, claim officials from the Nairobi Metropolitan Services visited their premises accompanied by police and marked at least 17 houses without prior notice. Nashe residents allege that the 5-acre piece of land in which the houses lie is being sold to a private developer. They now want the Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company as well as the Nairobi Metropolitan Services to address them before undertaking any activity.
Jana wamekuja hapa mwendo wa saa 11:30. Watu tumetoka kazini tumechoka. Na vile waliingia lori kubwa ya NMS na Pajero. Na kulikuwa na wakubwa wawili wa City Council wa NMS. Mkubwa mmoja ni huyu mkubwa ni director wa demolition Kagongo. Na huyu mwingine ni mdogo wake Magere. Walikuja hapa jana. Tukajaribu kuongea kupulidi na wao wakakataa, na walikuja na watu wengi, hata wengine tulisuspect walikuwa thugs ndani. Juu ile mbio walikuja nayo hapa ilikuwa mbio mbaya sana ya kutuambia tuhame manyumba. Hao wakubwa wa NMS wakasema ati kuna pesa ilipeanwa shilingi 200,000 kwa kila nyumba. Na hiyo pesa ati ilikuwa ya transportation. Na hakuna pesa ile mtu wowote hapa amepokea. Hatujui hiyo pesa walipatia nani. Na hivi tunaambiwa ya kwamba hii shamba imeuzwa na imeuziwa Oria na wamemwaga pesa. Sasa sisi hatujui tufanye nini. Wanyonge hatuna haki. Wanyonge hatuna haki. Hii Kenya ni yetu. Kwa nini tusumbuliwe kwa Kenya? Na sisi ni wafanyikazi wa serikali. Wanataka tuende wapi?
Sisi wafanyakazi ambao tunafanyia serikali kazi. Saa 11 ndio tunaambiwa tuhame. Na wakaenda wakatupatia vitisho, mkikataa kuhama shauri yenu. Usiku hatujalala. Leo hatujaenda kazi. Tumepoteza kampuni pesa mingi ambayo tungerokota pesa ya kampuni utupatie mshahara.
Na kama ingekuwa NMS wangepita kwa ofisi yetu kuu, wapatie MD notice, wawaambie tutoke hapa. Sasa MD tumeongea na yeye, anasema hakuna kitu kama hiyo anajua.
On to matters farming, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Livestock and Cooperatives is partnering with county governments to implement policies geared towards making agriculture attractive to young persons. Chief Administrative Secretary Ann Nyaga says youth's involvement in agriculture has been hampered by poor perceptions that farming was for the elderly, poor information in access to market and lack of land, as well as credit facilities. Speaking at Njoro Girls High School, where she unveiled an aquaponics unit, Ms. Nyaga said that 4K clubs have been revived in schools, all in a bid to change the attitudes of young Kenyans towards farming. Nakuru Agriculture CEC Immaculate Minor indicated that there was a growing need to offer mentorship programs, provide services including financial services and market information to youths who have completed their education.
That have been designed for the primary school level. Then we have the young farmer clubs that have been designed for the high school level. Today we are at Njoro Girls, where we have installed the aquaponics unit for the girls to be able to learn about the emerging technologies in fish production, for them to be not only to be able to adapt to the new technologies that are there. So today this unit has been presented to the school management again to act also as a demonstration site, where the community will also have an opportunity to learn about the various emerging technologies, because we are saying also the children can also be a point of learning for their parents and also the communities at large. We've also installed aquaponic units across the country in another 54 schools across the country, so this is the 55th school. And what we want to what actually we are doing is we are handing over the units to the young farmer clubs.
Elsewhere in Kisii, sanitation challenges have hit some public schools in Bonchari constituency, prompting emergency intervention from the National Government Constituency Development Fund or the NGCDF. Sanitation facilities at the affected learning institutions have either been demolished due to ongoing road construction, were inadequate, or had collapsed after they were located in swampy areas. The schools are also lacking enough clean water to maintain the required high standards. This comes as schools prepare to reopen for the first term on July 26th after a one-week break. Recently elected area member of parliament Pavel Oimeke visited several affected schools and revealed that school will be allocated 1.2 million shillings from the NGCDF emergency money to fix the problems.
Be refurbished, and hence we'll be putting up new toilet units for this school to ensure that our students are learning in a good environment. We are from Nyakungu Primary, where the road construction, the highway between Kisii, Suneka and Migori is being constructed. This highway, they have given a notice, the contractor has given a notice to the school to remove the toilets, and hence the school will not be having any toilets. So the check that I've given there will go a long way in assisting the community have toilets so that the students can continue learning and not be closed. On the issue of COVID-19, we want everybody vaccinated. And what I can urge my people of Bonchari, it is better to get the vaccine to avoid you falling sick. The vaccine at least gives you some protection, a good level of protection. So number one, go for the vaccine, don't be afraid. Number two, observe the protocols. What I can say is that as a country, we need to come together. We need to forget the differences. Of course, during the elections, we went through very bad experiences, high-level intimidation, but you know that is the past. If we look at where we have come from, we'll never go forward.
Crossing over to the eastern part of the country, Mwala Member of Parliament Vincent Musyoka has called on the government to launch a nationwide school feeding program to cushion learners from hunger. The lawmaker argued that thousands of learners were going to schools on empty stomachs because of how their parents lost jobs and income following the outbreak of COVID-19. Musyoka, who spoke while inspecting the progress of the feeding program in his constituency, sponsored by Hindu Service Center, said the government feeding program should be effective and consistent.
I am particularly impressed with the way the Hindu religious and service center does the thing. It is a bit different. There are schools, a number of schools here under the government school feeding program, but it is not as effective. So again, there is also something to learn on the effectiveness of the program itself, so that again, the program is also a consistent program. And when the program is not reliable, then and again, even you will find that some of the feeding programs will come to a halt under the government because maybe of delayed funding and all that. So the call would be to extend the government to extend the school feeding program to more schools. I have almost 300 schools in this place, and then besides that, also make it consistent.